Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. Very happy and excited to be here today. Today I'm going to be doing the assembly of the Speediance rowing attachment. The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding. Full disclosure, I asked the company Speediance to send me this because when I received my Speediance Gym Monster, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I said to myself, this rowing attachment would be the cherry on top of the cake. And so I'm grateful to say that Speediance was willing to send me this machine, and I am making this review on my own accord. I was not asked to make this review. I am making this review because I am very excited in order to do this assembly and review. I'm going to do my very best to make this an easy assemble for you guys. I'm not a professional by any means, but I'm fairly certain that we can figure this whole thing out together. Alright you guys, you can see that I have everything spread out on the bed. The first thing that I'm going to be doing is taking this piece right here, and I'm going to be attaching it to this, the rower itself. Now, please take a look at the way I have this plastic piece. I'm going to be taking this plastic piece and placing it on the machine like this. So the B and the C are going to be facing this when I assemble this. So I'm going to pop this on. Let me go ahead and drop those screws in. There's 4 screws. I'm going to use the included attachment here to go ahead and screw these in. So for this piece here, I had a little bit of trouble getting that lined up, getting the holes lined up. The method I used to get this on was to simply take this piece and kind of press it on like this loosely and then slowly bring this down. I'm going to take those screws, drop them into place. And I recommend not tightening them all fully until you know for a fact that they're lined up perfectly, because if you leave them loose, you'll be able to kind of wiggle this plastic part around in order to figure out the best placement and get that placement just right without having to loosen, tighten. So just gently tighten them in and then move the plastic piece around just to fine tune the placement of this. Alright, so these are all snug. I'm not over tightening these bolts and I'm not under tightening these bolts, just to make them snug. Don't go stripping anything. Alright, and now we're going to move over to this side of the rower. So since the instructions, in my opinion, are pretty horrible, I'm going to be using, for this foot plate here, these cone-looking screws. Just wanted to touch on the fact that doing cardio and bodybuilding at the same time can kind of be hard. The reason why is you're trying to fit in cardio, which usually involves your legs, like with the Speediance and the rowing machine, it's going to involve your legs. Also, sometimes your cardio may involve your arms. Sometimes you move your arms around. Sometimes you might use weights. And at the same time, you're trying to bodybuild all in one routine, all in 1 week's worth of work. And something that can help you with that is the Revive compression technology from Mueller Sports. Mueller Sports is an amazing recovery company that's been around for a long time, family-owned, trustworthy company, so your money is safe with them. And if you're interested in recovery specifically, the Revive unit, compression unit, is great for that. That's going to be able to bring blood flow to your muscles. It's going to help you recover from DOMS. And it's also a great way to just relax and chill out at the end of a long workout or a long day. It's also excellent for warming up because it does warm those muscles up. It brings blood flow to the muscles. And I've tried other companies' units when it comes to this type of technology. And this is absolutely, positively, hands down #1, even when compared with the biggest names on the market. Feel free to check out their website. I have it linked in the description. And along with the website linked in the description, there's also a code you can use so you can go ahead and get a discount on this unit. And I do believe some of their other recovery products. If you want, you can check that out. They have tons of stuff on their website. Would highly recommend if you're looking to enhance your recovery or even your pre-workout, your warm-up. There's 2 of them, and they seem to fit into this, the groove for the bolt well, so I'll be using that, tightening it down by hand, and then at the end I'll be using the Allen key to snug it in. I'm finding that these screws are not well labeled. I feel like they should be labeled with colors or something. They're given labels in millimeters in the instructions, but at the same time, not everybody has a caliper to measure millimeters. And it seems like some of the millimeters stated in the book are wrong, so there's that also. The next thing I want to do is I want to attach the seat bracket to the seat itself. There are 8 16mm screws that resemble a mushroom. I'll be using those. I'll be attaching all 8 of those to the seat using the Allen key. I recommend putting in 2 screws diagonal first, which will allow the rest of the screws to line up. So for example, I'm going to attach this one here on the top left and the bottom right. And as long as I get both of those in, the other ones should line up very easily. So from what I can gather, I'm going to be taking this bar, sticking it here, and then taking screws and snugging the screws up against this. And I feel like the instructions could be a lot more clear when it comes to this, but I'm just going to have to give this a go and see if this works.
If you don't try, you never know. It's very true.
The longest ones here, there's 2 of them. And we will press them up against this rod and hope that this is correct. Alright, so after having installed that rod, I'm going to go ahead and install this second rod. And you can use the included wrench to tighten that up. Okay. Next, I'm going to take one of these screws, one of these mushroom-looking screws here, one of these washers, and I'll tighten that into this area. I couldn't actually get this one leg, this one foot plate, to go all the way down, so I'm just going to tighten it in like this. It would appear that I was able to get the leg where it needed to be by inserting the screw and tightening it in, and that pushed that foot plate into place. So just do the same thing on the opposite side, and if you have trouble getting one of those foot plates fully down, you can do that by screwing the bolt in and allowing the washer and bolt to push the foot plate into place, if that's an option for you. Alright, I just want to mention on the seat here, there was one bolt that actually wasn't able to get in. I don't think it's too big of a deal. It just didn't line up properly. So we're going to be keeping it like this. Now, the next thing is I think you got to kind of figure it out yourself, because I couldn't actually figure out where in the instructions it told me to do this. What we're going to be doing next is we're going to be placing this seat here, right on there, and I want to flip this over so you guys can see what's going on underneath. Alright, it's getting heavy. Okay, now you have these pieces here. You have 2 of these pieces. These pieces seem to line up with the bumper. This appears to be a bumper facing outward. And so we're going to go ahead and slide these pieces in between. You see how these pieces here line up with the seat? Underneath, in between the seat here, and line up these holes. There we go. Just take 2 of these generic mushroom bolts, and it appears like you just tighten those in. You might have to stretch the metal in the seat frame out just a little bit in order to get those in. Make sure not to over tighten these, because I do have a feeling that if you over tighten them, they will break very quickly. And now with this one, you're going to have the bumpers facing, always the bumpers facing out. So just squeeze that in. Don't mind me, guys, if I don't sound excited. It's not because I'm not excited. I'm actually jumping for joy inside. I'm just exhausted. I've had a really long day. This is what it should look like, as far as I can tell. And it would appear that that is it. All right, let's throw it on the machine. Very, very excited. And the reason why is because you see a lot of machines on the market that only cater towards the bodybuilding end of things, or just the cardio. And if the machine does have cardio, it's not that it actually has cardio, it's that it simply tells you what to do while you're off of the machine, and it's jumping jacks or something along those lines. And Speediance here has really changed the game by allowing you to actually do cardio on the machine, not just jumping jack style or, fast push-up style. It's giving you an actual rowing machine. This, guys, will really change your game up when it comes to your cardio, let me tell you. Okay, so that really was not too bad. I do wish Speediance made it a little bit easier to understand which screws go where. I do have an extra one of these, it seems, and I don't know if it's supposed to be on there or not, but I didn't see anything in the instructions talking about putting it in there. And I do also have 4 leftover screws, of which I will save. They're all those little mushroom screws that I was showing you guys before. So I'll go ahead and save these, and hopefully I'll never need them. And let me know in the comments, guys, if I put this together wrong and you guys have some insight for me. The faster you recover, the sooner you can get back to training. That's the way I look at it, and that's why I use this machine. If you are interested in a machine like this, feel free to check out Mueller Sports, where you can purchase a Revive. And don't forget to use the link in the description to get a great savings on this product. If you're going to train hard, you need to make sure that you're recovering properly, and Mueller makes that happen. We're going to go ahead and assume that this was done correctly, for the most part. Remember that the bumpers that you put on this, they're not made to necessarily bang against things. They're there as an encase. So try not to bang those bumpers. Try to stop before you bang the bumpers.